Hello and welcome to Books You Can Sink Your Teeth Into podcast. This is our third episode, and we are very happy that you are here with us today. And from not so sunny Charleston, South Carolina, where you can see it's a bit overcast. I had some rain this weekend, so not as sunny as it usually is. But hold on. Yes, Count Vlad. We're still going to put okay. So Count Vlad, who is one of our reviewers, is asking about the screen. And yes, we do have the screen right here that we're going to be putting up for him because he said he did his bit for Twilight. And after he proved that vampires do not sparkle in the sun, he wants us to put that screen up. So we'll do. And got some news for you. This show, well, first of all, this show is we do a serious. It's a serious book review for the beginning part where I talk about some books that are written by local authors, small authors, people who don't have don't have a big publisher behind them, and hopefully this show will get some exposure for those authors, so that talk about their book. And perhaps our listeners can even go and buy it if they like what they hear. And being a author myself, it's just something I thought we don't really have a whole lot of publicity channels to go through. So hopefully this could do a small bit in that light. Got some big news that I do have 2 interviews set up. We'll be traveling up to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we're going to be interviewing the author of Dead Adrenaline, which we reviewed last week, Mr. Author Clint Kurtica, and we'll be meeting with him, and we'll have a live one-to-one interview on this book. By the way, also wanted to mention that this is not only it's a science fiction. It includes science fiction as well as being a zombie apocalypse genre. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that today. And we're going to be interviewing author Beth Ann Flowers, who wrote Delusion Illusion, and we're going to be talking about that in today's show. So that's the big news. I was excited for that. In other big news, I launched a Spotify podcast with my book Murder at Witch's Hollow, and the podcast is I'm going to be basically reading chapters each show, and then talking about it. Where I got the inspiration from, what's the meaning, blah blah blah, etc., etc. And so hopefully you will like that podcast. It's on Spotify. Just go to Spotify and search for Murder at Witch's Hollow, and it should come right up. I think it's the only one listed like that. So that's that big news. So lots going on. The intro that you heard was me playing the guitar. There's my guitar right back here, over the sides, right there, and just a simple minor progression. And I'll keep working on it. If you like it, make a comment, and be happy to continue doing some original. That's all original music. So I want to also thank the people who've commented so far on the show. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Apparently, Count Vlad is probably the most popular of our book reviewers, but Charlie Cleanwell and Hanshin Hank also got their fans out there as well. So got nice comments from everyone, and thank you for the positive reviews and all that I've gotten so far. Really appreciate it. As I said, this is a show with book reviews. So first part with me, we actually do a serious book review. We actually read a book and review it. But then we have some other characters that I bring on, which is more from a comedic point of view, and they talk about it all in good fun, right? We talk about other books that I enjoy in different genres, and anyway, that's it's part of the fun. So you'll have Charlie Cleanwell coming up. He works up on the DeathStar. He's a janitor up there. We have Hanshin Hank, who is the world's biggest Hanshin Tiger baseball fan, who's still stuck on the Harry Potter book, The Sorcerer's Stone. So we'll see if we can get pushed him along a little bit on that. And then we have Count Vlad, who is a vampire, and he does come in and interviews. We're still looking at Interview with Vampires, so we'll be hearing from them a little bit later in the podcast here. So today we're going to talk about a book that I read actually a while ago, and it was written by Beth Ann Flowers, and it is called Delusion Illusion. And I'm going to see if I can't get the picture up here for you now. Okay, so unfortunately, I don't have a copy of it with me. I didn't have time. I will be interviewing her in Pittsburgh, so we'll be really going into depth on the book itself, as well as some of the other things she's written. There's another book which I'm not going to, I might talk about next time or a time after, but it's also extremely good. So, Delusion Illusion is a book. It's a good character study. I found real warmth, depth of her characters. The main character, Danny, wrestling with real fears, and it's just a fun twist on something that happens to Danny as she works her way through her problems. And I found that the twist that Beth brings in just very nice. It's very well done, very nice, and so very well written, very well received. Everybody who's read it, so you can find it on Amazon, and we will be interviewing with her in a couple weeks live, 1-to-1, and this book was published in 2015. Like I said, you can find it on Amazon. I'll have a link in the bottom. 344 pages, and it really is a good book. I enjoyed it quite a bit. So, going on, I just wanted to kind of go back to recap last week's review. I did mention this at the beginning of the show. We reviewed Dead Adrenaline by author Clinton J. Kurtica, and again, it's also available on Amazon. But one thing I wanted to mention that I failed to mention last week is that there is science fiction involved in this book. So it's really good. He's almost done with his second book, where he follows the character into more tremendously exciting excursions into the world of the dead, and it's a fun read. I am hopeful, and I've gotten a verbal okay, so we're gonna keep our fingers crossed. But coming up in the future episodes, we're going to interview author J. Graham Long, who is a historian, and he wrote 2 books on Charleston. The first is Stolen Charleston, Spoils of War, and also Lost Charleston. And these are both, they are nonfiction, both historical, really, really good information about the city here in Charleston. So if you're going to come for a visit or just a history buff or want to read, excellent material, really good. And like I said, hope to have him on the show soon. So with that, we will now go ahead and transfer over. I'll be giving the mic over to Charlie Cleanwell, who's still here on Earth and on his sabbatical from working up on the Death Star. And here's Charlie. Thank you all very much. Bye. Hey everybody, Charlie Cleanwell here, and welcome to this week's episode for my portion of book reviews, and happy that you're here. So as you know, I work up on the Death Star. I work in the sanitation department, and I'm down here on Earth for a sabbatical, and things are going really good. So this week I'm wearing a t-shirt called Echoes. It's a local band that's up in Beaver, giving them some support. And yeah, so I'm reviewing this book here called Darth Plagiarize. No, it's not. It's called Darth Plagueis, and it's an excellent book. The thing that I like about it most is that it gives you that backstory of Emperor Palpatine, of Senator Palpatine, the Emperor, before everything happened in the movies. And to me, there's one of the greatest lines that's in this book is like it starts off with, it reads, "Did you ever hear the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise?" And the answer is no, you haven't. This is Darth Plagueis the Wise is Darth Sidious, the Emperor's former master. Before, so we all know from the movie the Emperor, right? And but he had a master before him, just like his apprentice was Darth Maul, and then Darth Vader, and then Count Dooku, and those all. But he himself had a master, and they actually run in parallel. When Darth Sidious, the Emperor, had Darth Maul running in parallel to him being the Emperor, being a student or apprentice of Darth Plagueis. So actually, at a point in time, there was all three all together working in the Sith. So another great line in this book was that Darth Plagueis, he's the one who figured out how to conquer death, and he was able to keep people alive. He was able to beat death. And one of the Palpatine's famous lines in the book is after Palpatine murdered his master, he said he could do so much. He could save others. He could beat death, but he could not save himself, which was a fantastic line. And what we saw was that Palpatine was just as strong in the Force as Darth Plagueis was. And what Palpatine can do is he can mask and hide his powers. So much so that even Darth Plagueis, who was a Sith Lord, didn't know Palpatine's strengths on the dark side. So that in itself kind of explains why nobody could tell. You have Yoda and Mace Windu and all these Jedi, why they couldn't figure out, like, Palpatine was, the Darth Sidious. So it's a really good book. We are going to get into the plot next week, so really looking forward to really diving into this one with you and talking about it. But before I go, there was one incident that happened just before I left up on the Death Star, and it had to do with Darth Vader. Now, you all know from my previous recordings that nothing Darth Vader liked more than walking down the hall and just giving everybody the choke grip, right? Did it to me. That's why my voice is like this, because what happened was, he has that egg that he goes into, and he spends hours and hours in there, and guess who has to clean it? Yeah, right. There's no toilet in there, so yeah, and then Darth Vader, he doesn't really have any boundaries. So so he got a call from the Emperor. Now we're all on the Death Star, right? The Emperor could just come down to Darth's room and he's right off the side. No, but the Emperor likes to use that big hollow projection, and he loves it when Darth, gets down on his knees and kneels, and then he has this big projecting over him, and then Emperor just loves doing that. That's his favorite thing. No, his favorite thing is zapping people. Right? I told you how Emperor walked down the hall and he just zap, and then if it hits you, right, you just lose your marbles. You got a flush, right? So it's just like in Harry Potter when they expel Uranus. It's like you're expelling. So, and then I get to clean all that up. So I'm just kind of like following the Emperor around with a mop and a bucket, and he's just zapping people left and right. But anyway, the Darth was in his egg shell, and the Lord only knows what he does in there. I mean, when I've cleaned it, I mean he's got all these pictures of Padme, taped all around, and I don't know. I don't know. It's like, come on, Darth. You choked her to death, okay? You choked her to death. The mother of your two kids, right? Good one there. Good one. Way to control your anger. But he came out. So the Emperor, dinged him. So he's in his egg, and you get the ding, 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 and so he rushes out, jumps out of his egg, runs over, kneels down. Yes, my liege, and then Palpatine comes up, and there's always some nonsense too. It's never anything really important. It's like Palpatine's like, hey, did I leave my my glasses in your room? It's always ridiculous. Bring them to me right now. And so then guys, Darth running around doing these little errands. So I go to clean up his eggshell when he's off doing one of these errands. So I get in there, and it's always a mess. Oh, my Lord. For a man who's like burnt 80% of his body off, I mean, you just can't imagine the mess this guy makes. So, and apparently I missed a spot. So Darth comes in, egg closes, and comes out. He's furious, marches down the hall, and, grabs him with the chokes. You have failed me for the last time. Right, I'm choking. Now everybody knows that when Darth does the choke on you, to quickly pass out, right? You don't want to struggle. You don't want to like really have him choke you out. You just, as soon as it's on, it's like, no, right? And that's what I did. And, Darth bought it and let me go. And I just collapsed onto the ground. But he really did get me. I mean, it really did. It hurt. And that's why I took my leave of absence. So the Emperor was pretty upset because, I do a good job cleaning up around there, and the Emperor likes me, and how am I supposed to figure all these little spots that Darth has in his egg? It's like just ridiculous. It's like, come on, Darth. Put a trash can in there and put your garbage in the trash can. Don't just, eat your chocolate bars and just be winging this stuff around, expect everybody to find it. And, anyway. So anyway, that's why I'm here. And, all right, next week we will get back into the book review. So we're going to go into the plot of this book. So see you then. Thanks a lot. Bye. Hi everyone. This is Hanshin Hank here, and world's greatest Hanshin Tigers baseball fan. Hanshin Tigers, of course, being the Japanese world champions in Osaka, Japan. It's where I studied and where I knew some of the players. Yeah, and I was there for their 1985 Japanese World Championship. So I'm a big fan, and I'm here I'm helping to review the book Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Now, I've been told that I kind of get stuck on things, and it's really out of character for me because I don't get stuck, but maybe I do. So I am getting stuck on some things, and that was just my little puppy there, Sherlock, who disagrees with them telling me that I am getting stuck on things. Would you like to come over here, Sherlock? Would you like to say hello to everyone? Okay, well, maybe we'll do it in a little bit. All right. So, the last couple times, the last two episodes, I got focused on How in the world can Voldemort be on a guy's neck and nobody tell that he's there, right? And then last week I got involved with the Sorting Hat, and maybe the Sorting Hat made the wrong call. And actually, we had a comment. Somebody wants to talk about that more, so I'll be happy to talk to that person about the Sorting Hat. But speaking of Sorting Hats, I did have something that I did want to bring up, which is is this whole thing about the Slytherins being all the evil wizards coming out of Slytherin, which is not true. Okay, Slytherin House, of course, the famous ones have, but there's a lot of other bad guys coming from out of the house, and actually one of the worst bad guys was Peter Pettigrew, the rat, and in later books he was the one who actually murdered Cedric, and he didn't actually murder him, but I mean he helped capture him, and he was from Gryffindor. Yeah, go figure. Peter Pettigrew, Gryffindor house. There you go. So not everybody's bad. Not everyone who's bad comes out of Slytherin. And in fact, speaking about the Sorting Hat, Peter Pettigrew is what's called a hat stall, meaning that the Sorting Hat took over 5 minutes to sort them. Yeah, more issues with that Sorting Hat. And I'm thinking about the Slytherin house. In the book, when Harry was first introduced to Draco Malfoy, on the steps there going up to Hogwarts, and Draco didn't seem to be all that bad a guy. He came over to Harry, put his hand out, say hello, introduce himself. And if you want to think about it, I think actually it was Harry who was, seemed to be stuck up, and I can tell who the good people are bad. That's pretty stuck up if you ask me. I would have, if Draco was saying, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Draco Malfoy," I would shook his hand, said, "How you doing? I'm Hanshin Hank." I just don't get it. Kind of, yeah, I don't think Draco got, I guess he was cast in a bad light right from the beginning when they probably shouldn't have, because it didn't seem to be all that bad to me. But anyway, getting off, again, not keeping to the book, getting off target, getting stuck on things. So, JK Rowling's Harry Potter, Philosopher's Stone. That's what they call it over in England. In the U.S., it's called Sorcerer's Stone. But, there was something in the book that also bothered me. Still in the first chapters here. It was on Halloween that Harry's parents were killed by Voldemort. But Harry didn't arrive on Hagrid's bike until the next evening, November 1st. Do you remember, especially in the movie, they start off with Dumbledore walking down, zapping the lights, turning them off. Well, that was the evening of November 1st, a full day after the murder happened. Oh, what happened during that time? Was Hagrid just riding his bike around, doing circles up in the sky? Like, you get on a plane and they can't land for you. You're just circling around the city. Is that what Hagrid was doing up there? Just before before Dumbledore allowed him to come down? I don't know. Questions. We need answers. So, if you guys have any ideas, let me know. But according to, Harry's parents were killed Halloween, the 31st. And what happened between that night and then the next night when Harry was delivered to his aunt's house? Did he stay with Hagrid in Hogwarts room? Was he up on the bike flying circles? I don't know. I need to know. So if you have a comment, if you have a thought, put it in the comments. Let me know. All right. Hanshin Hank, and we'll try to get back into the book next week. Take care. Bye. Hello and welcome. Welcome to the podcast with the Count of Vlad. That's right, I am Count Vladimir Oshovsky Durie Donatelli. That's a good name, very good name, yes. Long name, but After so many centuries, you just get used to it. You don't care anymore. That's right. And today I am here in the daytime. Yet again, we are having problems with this light. Look at this. The light coming in. And this shade, this thing here doesn't do anything. It doesn't block the light at all. And then you want me to cover myself like this, right? So that the light doesn't hit me. But when I'm in the shade, and then I get stuck. And then I can't get up. This is not good. We need to get the light situation fixed here. We just need it fixed. So I am going to do the book review again of Interview with the Vampire because it's my favorite book. This is the book by Anne Rice. This is the first book of a series of books that she did that we'll be talking about, but my favorite, the book. Not so much the movie. Not so much the movie. I liked, like I said last time, I like the Brad Pitt. Good actor, very handsome fellow. Very good, very good. Tom Cruise, not so much. No, not so much. I don't like a Tom Cruise. He is a bit challenging to watch. But, you know, there was one thing in that movie that kind of bothered me. And that was the part where Tom Cruise took the dead rat. And he squeezed the dead rat and he got the blood. And then he gave the blood over to Brad Pitt, to Louis, to drink it. And Louis did. But the thing was, it was dead blood. Oh, I picked that up right away. You don't be drinking that blood. That blood, not good for a vampire. Brad Pitt didn't know. Brad Pitt didn't understand. He drank it. He seemed to be okay. It made him made a little face or something. But, oh, that's right, Gracie. That was not a good scene at all. I agree with you. That's my weird pug. A weird pug, you ask? Was it a weird pug? So, you know about the weird wolf, right? Well, a weird pug is a pug that's for a dog that is for vampires. And so the weird pug, I will show you. Maybe I will show you weird pug. Maybe the weird pug will want to come over. We will see. But I am going off on a tangent. Dead blood of a rat, not good. In fact, it's better to go and catch a Oh, the weird pug is not happy. Oh, we are coming here, weird pug. Let's go get the weird pug and have her come here. Come here, weird pug. Come here. Come on over here. Here she is. The weird pug. This is Gracie. And she's a weird pug. Say hi, Gracie. And you say hi? Yes. And she is not happy. She doesn't like the movie either. That's right. Oh. What's happening? I'm getting a phone call. Let me see who it is. Hello?
Good evening, this is Count Fangora. How are you doing? Count Uranus. I've been waiting for you to come forward with your podcast. What is going on here? I've been waiting for centuries. Listen, I'm plumb broke. I have no money. I can't afford to even get a little bit of blood from the blood bank. So I have to go out and kill squirrels at night. Believe it or not, those winter squirrels are delicious. All right, goodbye. I have to go get the tough-ass squirrel. Man, their blood is very, very rancid. All right, my favorite. Goodbye.
I don't know what to say. Honestly, you can't choose your friends, right? And
I'm still here. I can hear you. Count Vlad, you look like a proctologist with your gray hair.
okay, hang up this time. Okay, now we've hung up the phone. You know, Count Fangor and I get along very well indeed. But you know who didn't get along very well in the movie? Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. That's right. They did not get along. They did not like each other. That's a true thing. True story. And I can see why. I think Brad Pitt, very serious actor. Tom Cruise, kind of frat boy, wants to play, have fun. Not so serious as acting, though. But I do like him in Mission Impossible. So, there you go. All right. Next week, we will continue the book. I appreciate you all coming and listening and watching this show. Please tune in next week. We will subscribe below and tune in next week. We'll see you then. Adieu.